Hello and a very warm welcome. Welcome to the driver ratings. This is where every 20 driver rated out of 10, 0 being awful, 10 being phenomenal. And a day on, I still can't believe what happened yesterday. Holy shit, it was a good race. Sometimes this sport, it can be cruel. One day you think you're down and out, the next day you never give up. Unbelievable. Let's get into it. Every single driver covered. We'll start with... I just write these in order. I don't do them like favouritism or anything. So, at the top I've got Stoffel Vandoorne. 0. Simple as that. Not good enough. Horrible weekend. Last in qualifying. No pace. He was absolutely awful. He's got to be a guy under pressure, Vandoorne. On to his teammate, Fernando Alonso. 2 out of 10. I've gone harsh on the McLarens. Alonso had a good qualifying, but the race, it was absolutely terrible. He was looking good, but then when it started going wet-dry, comes in for the Inters, him and Leclerc, and it was the wrong tyre, so they had to come back in for dries. And then, a thing Alonso started doing, he starts saying there's a car problem and they retire the car on the last lap. Is there a car problem? Like, legitimate, is there a car problem? Or is he just coming in the pits and saying there's a problem because he's last, he's not in the points, so he can't be bothered? On to Daniel Ricciardo, 2 out of 10. By God, he's gone harsh with these ratings, but I mean, the weekend was always going to be a disaster. It was damage limitation for Ricciardo. He knew he was starting last with a penalty. And then he changed all these parts, takes the punishment, and then the car lets him down. It's a disaster weekend for the Australian. Hopefully Hungary will be like beneficials. He wins Hungary, it'll be all worth it. But on to his teammate Max. Huge Dutch support. I'll give him 8 out of 10. Qualified 4th, finished 4th. I expected a bit more. No mistakes, but I expected a bit more. Changeable conditions. Max, we all saw 2016 Brazil. I expected him to shine, but he wasn't really anywhere. And he's another one who went on Inters, was never Inters. On to the race winner and the championship leader, Lewis Hamilton. 9 out of 10. I can't give him 10 because he made a mistake in qualifying. Kept his foot in. Damaged the car, went over the curb, so he can't get 10 because qualifying was 100% his fault. He starts 14th and wins the race from 14th. Driver of the day, just phenomenal, never give up. Valtteri Bottas, 9 out of 10. P2 in the race, P2 in qualifying. Arguably he could have won if there was no safety car. The unlucky guy of the season continues. Played the team role, bullshit team orders. I loved that when the Mercedes were side by side, but then we get the old message. Hold position. A load of bollocks. I hate that. Right, we're racking up the 9s. On to Romain Grosjean. Tough season, but now he seems to be delivering. 9 out of 10. P6 in the race, P6 in quali. Much better weekend. Beats Kevin Magnussen. I think Grosjean was like 10th at one stage, and then he passed loads of cars right at the end. Kevin Magnussen, 6 out of 10. Amazing qualifying, P5. In the points, and then a dodgy strategy call has obviously cost him because he's ended up down in 11th. Now, Hulkenberg, one of my favourite drivers this season, but will probably never get a top drive. Mr. Consistent, P7 in qualifying. He gets 9 out of 10. P7 qualifying, as usual, he always qualifies P7. And P5 in the race, best of the rest. Hulkenberg's good in changeable conditions. He got a pole position once. 2010, Williams, was that changeable conditions? Can't remember. Had a good race in 2012, Brazil, under changeable conditions. Carlos Sainz gets the standard 5 out of 10. Solid qualifying, solid race, but a stupid penalty. Overtakes someone under the safety car, slam dunk penalty. And that's it. Brendan Hartley, 6 out of 10. Better by Brendan Hartley. I do think he's still not good enough, but he's finally in the points, so I'll give him 6 out of 10. Not a great qualifying, but he scored points, so you got to mark him up. Pierre Gasly, 3 out of 10. Not very good, and his highlight of the weekend was going on wet tyres on a dry track. Tickle your forehead and you call yourself Suzanne. What were they thinking? Charles Leclerc. Now you all know I love Charles Leclerc, but 4 out of 10. He had an amazing qualifying. Once again outshining the car. But terrible. I don't know whether it was his call or the team's call. He's in the points. He's going to score points again. And terrible strategy call. Goes in for inters. Inters were the wrong tyre. Comes in for dries. And then he's lost all the positions. It's bad strategy call. Marcus Ericsson, 6 out of 10. In the points. And beats Leclerc. In the points. Marcus Ericsson. Good job. Good job. Sebastian Vettel. Now, could this be a deciding moment in the title race? Huge mistakes last year cost him. You think of Singapore and somewhere else. Doing these videos live, Singapore was the standout moment last season. Mistakes cost him. And will that come back to bite him? He was having an amazing weekend. I give him 7 out of 10. Pole position, dominating the race, look comfortable. We get the bullshit team orders. And then it starts to drizzle a bit and he goes off at the Sachs curb. It's an absolute huge mistake by Sebastian Vettel. Going back to 2017, we had the Baku incident. It's coming back to me now. The Baku incident, we had Singapore. Oh, on to his teammate, Kimi Raikkonen, 8 out of 10. P3. Qualifying the race, could have won the race if not for bullshit team orders. Played the team game, but I just don't see him in the Ferrari next year. Personally, I'd take a chance on Leclerc. Sergei Sorokin, 5 out of 10. Solid, nothing spectacular. Much better weekend. His qualifying was good, but retired in the race. You never know, changeable conditions. Maybe Williams, that's their best chance of getting in the points. On to Lance Stroll, 0. Acting so immature in his interviews. We know the car's shit, but he comes into his interviews, well, it's the best we've got. It's the best we've got. The car's rubbish. The team's crap. It's just a broken record. Yes, we know the car's shit, but Sergei Sorokin had a great qualifying. Why are you down in wherever he qualified? P19. No, 18. Right, so only got the Force Indias to go. Perez, 7 out of 10. Solid drive. Where did he finish? P7. He had a little spin when it started sprinkling with a bit of rain, but good points for Force India. They've struggled this season. Ocon, 7 out of 10. Worst qualifying ever for Esteban Ocon, but a great recovery in the race. P8, no mistakes, a solid little driver. Rumours has it he's going to Renault next season. So, French driver, Renault are French based, it would suit well. So there we go. Qualifying reaction done, race reaction done, driver ratings done. And in a week's time, we've got Hungary. Now, I'm not a massive fan of that track, to be honest, but yeah. Not a huge fan of Hungary, but on we go. And then after Hungary, there's a month break, I think. And then it'll be Spa. Now, Spa's epic. So there we go. What a crazy, epic German Grand Prix. Swings, roundabouts, crashes, changeable conditions. It was an amazing race. All 20 drivers are covered. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Who scored highly? We've got Hamilton, Bottas, Grosjean, Hulkenberg, all with 9s. We've got Lance Stroll, Stoffel Vandoorne with 0. And Fernando Alonso and Ricciardo scored 2. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Qualifying race and driver ratings for the Hungary Grand Prix. Adios. Take it easy.